I'm going to do a full range test on the Segway GT3 Pro. As you guys could see, the battery is charged to 100%. I'm going to do it in two-wheel drive mode, which is basically all-wheel drive, in race mode, so in the fastest mode possible. So according to the screen, it says 34.1 miles of range. The trip is 0 miles, so we'll check the trip. I'm also recording it on GPS tracks on my iPhone, so we'll see how far I get. I'm going to guess I will get 32 miles of range. That's going to be my guess. If you guys have a guess, leave in the comment sections below. Let's see what we get. By the way, I should mention I'm around 200 pounds, which is around 92, 93 kilos with the backpack, well, a little over 200 pounds. So let's say a little over, so 92, 93 kilograms with everything. So all right, let's see. And there's going to be some hills as well, so it's not just going to be flats. If I was just doing flats, I would actually go farther for sure. So I did do the full review of this thing, the unboxing, show the controls, show the app, you know, did a quick walk around. So if you guys want to see that, I'll link that below. So that would be the full review, and you know, give my opinions and everything there. But we'll talk about this scooter either way while I'm doing the range test, because this thing is absolutely phenomenal. So in terms of size, it is smaller than the outgoing GT2 model. It is faster, has a higher top speed, I should say, compared to the GT2, but it is a little bit smaller. So I would say that the GT2 does feel stable at the higher top speed, but then again, this does have a higher, this does go a few miles an hour faster than the GT2. And this thing at 44, 45 miles an hour, which is around the max of the GT2. I don't know what my fastest speed on the GT2 was 45, 46, something like that. You know, but the GT2 being heavier and bigger, it does feel a tad more stable than this. Now, this also feels incredibly stable compared to other scooters. It's a very stable scooter at higher speeds. I'm not going to use boost mode during the range test, but even without boost mode, this thing accelerates pretty quickly. We're down to 80% battery, and we've traveled 4 miles. I'll do the conversion in kilometers as well on the screen. The thing is, these hills, they kind of destroy the battery. I mean, not destroy, but you know, the battery kind of really goes down quite quickly when I'm doing hills. And so if you live in a flat terrain, you should get more range than I am getting, and especially if you're lighter than me. But if you're heavier than me and you have even more hills, then you know, expect to get less range if you're traveling as fast as I am. Man, but this thing is, it is genuinely very fun. According to the scooter, I've gone 7 miles at 70% battery remaining. So I've used 30% of the battery. I'm casually going 50 miles an hour on the scooter. Just casually. Nothing to see here. It's not as scary when you have much more. I'm not so close to the sidewalk, like I have time to recover. Where when I'm close to the sidewalk, it's a little more scary. And the bumps make it more scary too. Either way, it's very fast. And I really like the scooter though. I mean, I think, genuinely, I think for the price, it's a phenomenal scooter. Like, for the package, you know, I'm sure there are scooters that cost less than this, that go just as fast, probably even faster. But this thing just feels premium. I don't know, like, it's like hard to describe. It's like, it just feels solid, premium, feels stable, brakes, like it's just a very well balanced scooter. 62% gone 10 miles. Casually passing the side E4. Segway in general makes really good scooters. I've tested a lot of their scooters, and generally speaking, they make really good scooters. I think like the best bang for performance is the Max G3. You know, it doesn't go as fast as this, obviously not as powerful or anything like that. But for the price, you're getting a decently portable scooter. There are lighter scooters than that, but you're getting a pretty good top speed of 28 miles an hour, which it's funny compared to this is like nothing. But for the price, it's a really good scooter. This scooter is like more on the bigger side, so this thing is not really meant for, unless you have like a pickup or like an SUV with a big trunk. It's not exactly portable. Taking it up a flight of stairs, so good luck with that. I would not recommend it for that. You know, unless you're like Eddie Hall or someone and you're just doing it for training. But this is, or Anatoly. You know, it'd be awesome to collaborate with Anatoly. That dude's a beast. Like, I could see him like lifting the scooter with one hand. If he can grab it correctly, I could just see it happening. So, absolute beast of a guy. Especially based on his weight. We're at 54% battery remaining. So we've used 46% of our battery and we've gone 12 miles. And according to the scooter, there's still 18 miles remaining. Once you try hydraulic disc brakes, it's like you notice when you use normal brakes. Now, normal brakes are great. They work great. Most of them, I would say. Or at least, you know, maybe not most of them. But a decent amount of them do work great. But it's not as smooth. Like when you try hydraulic disc brakes are super smooth. Like very smooth. It's like this different braking feel. 16 miles and we have 40% battery remaining. So 16 miles, 40% battery remaining. All right, 33% battery remaining. We've traveled 18 miles. He's casually passing this RAV4. He's probably looking at his speed. He's like, what? How's this guy passing me? And we're at 27% battery remaining. So we've gone 20 miles and there's still 27% remaining. No, we're still able to go 45 miles an hour at 24% battery. That's pretty good. All right, we've gone 22 miles and we have 22% battery remaining. And according to this, we've gone 35.5 kilometers. It's still, the scooter's still snappy even at 21% battery. Can't reach the top speed anymore, but it's still snappy. 18% battery remaining, 23 miles, but still has ample amount of power. I actually kind of prefer that because optionally I would, like if I was going somewhere far, I would just put it on eco mode if I wasn't going to make it. I actually like that more than them carrying the power. Because let's say if I'm like not too far away, let's say my destination's a mile away, I don't really want to go all that slow right now. So 13% battery remaining, traveled 25 miles. Alright, here's the other good thing. The suspension on this thing is really good. So even at like, okay, whatever, 27 miles an hour on a speed bump, no problem. It's very soft. What was that, 29? Let's do 30. That was like 31, 32 miles an hour on the speed bump. I say comfortably, I could probably do around 30. Okay, it doesn't have that crazy acceleration anymore. But, bro, we're at, is that 3%? 3% battery remaining. At 3% battery remaining, we're still able to go 33 miles an hour. Segway, you have outdone yourselves. I was already impressed with the scooter. Just its sheer like stability, just overall package, speed, stability, brakes, handling, everything, just all in one package. And it's not too big, which is also good because it's easier to store. But the fact that I could go over 30 miles an hour at 3% battery remaining, that's just fantastic. So I've gone 28 miles with 3% battery remaining. Alright guys, I'm calling it. It's barely going. So it went 31 miles of range. It's done. I'm going 2 miles an hour on an uphill. I mean, it's not even really that much of an uphill. Alright, so finished the range test. We got 1% battery remaining. It pretty much stopped going. Traveled 31 miles. Battery's not quite dead, but it's pretty much there because it's barely going. And according to this, we've gone 49.25 kilometers. So there it is, guys. I think overall for Smart Mode it did pretty well. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, catch you guys in the next one.